All right, we back. This is P Valley, down in a town where the girls get naked. 1, 2, check up. They in the club. It was a good episode. We're in the club, and this woman who I guess just got a divorce. It's a big girl. She's having a good time, throwing dollars all over the place, having a good time, taking shots. Mississippi and Gidget end up taking the money. We got a glimpse of Gidget's life. We didn't get did they show her mother? Because honey, on P Valley, if you look down, baby, you'll miss something. I've noticed that Uncle Clifford wakes up and he's looking at little Murda laying on the couch, and he was looking at himself in the mirror, and then got dressed, left, put her wig on, got up out of there. Then went out in the club and saw the big girl laying in the middle of the floor, drunk as hell, trying to drink, singing Lil Murda song. Baby, I guess Mississippi sees Lil Murda song as a good luck song for her, because they keep playing it and the money just keeps coming down, honey. And the big girl, it was funny because they used that character throughout the whole episode, which I thought was kind of cute. On the outside of the club, there's a 14-day auction notice. They came out. Uncle Clifford was like, "Is Mercedes dead? Is she dead? Is she dead? Oh Lord, is she dead?" And then when Uncle Clifford realizes that the club is being auctioned off in 14 days, she faints. And Autumn, you see Autumn in there trying to transfer some money. The lady said there was a policy change and they can't transfer as much. I guess they can't transfer $9,000 at a time, so they could only transfer. She didn't say. I didn't catch it. Y'all put it in the comments what she said. Anyways, you can see in the drunk lady from the club is running from the cops. You can see the cops chasing her. Then they show Mercedes getting booked, and then they put her in the same jail cell with her mother. She's walking by a cage full of male animals, and it's just so gross, so gross. And then there was a woman in the cage with the men, and she kept saying, "Put me in there." I guess they thought she was trans. Turned out later she wasn't. And they were like, "Put me in there." Or maybe she was post-op, because she was like, "See, I told you I didn't have no dick," or something she said. But they ended up changing her later. But it does speak to the fact that trans women are put in cells with men. And it's so wrong. And there should be some rule that trans women are separated from the men, the cis men, because the way they were acting, it was gross. I was like, they did a good job, because I was grossed out when she walked by. They did a good job in that whole jail scene, over and over. But baby, when Mercedes seen her mom, it was on sight. She started to whoop her ass again, and I don't blame her. Every time I see you, bitch, it's on, because you stole my fucking money. I don't care. You stole my goddamn money, hoe. Every time I see you, bitch, we fighting. And they started fighting. This old lady was like, "That's your mother? You need to respect your mother." You know how old people do until they actually hear the damn story, because later the woman was on her side. In the sheriff's department, you could see Montavious, what's his name, Walker or Williams. And he said he's looking for his wife, has been missing for 2 months out of Houston. And he was like, "Oh, did you follow?" He said, I followed. How did you get down here to Chickaloosa? And he was like, I followed the trail down here. Something he said. I visited every town. So while he's walking out, he walks past Uncle Clifford. Uncle Clifford comes in there to the sheriff and says, "Hey, look, basically, I've been paying you. Why the hell do I have a damn 14-day notice on my damn club? What the hell?" And he just basically, the sheriff was just basically saying, "You got to talk to Mayor Ruffin, because he's the one that put it through. Like he said, he was gonna make it an early, try to push up the foreclosure, the auction." And then he says that the sheriff lets him know that Mercedes is there, and he was like, "I need to see Mercedes. That's my daughter." Basically, that's what Uncle Clifford said. And then the sheriff was like, "Okay," so they go to the back. Uncle Clifford sees Mercedes, and then Also sees the drunk lady in there as well. And then Uncle Clifford tells Mercedes that Mississippi danced in your place. Oh, because the drunk lady said something about Mississippi dancing, and she was like, where'd you hear that song from? And she was like, yeah, I came to see you dance. You, Mercedes, I came. And Mercedes, mind you, she's in that outfit that she had on that she was going to dance her last dance in. So she's in that outfit in a jail. No covering, no nothing, just a bikini, basically, and that's it. So can you imagine her walking by with a bunch of animals in a cage? I was so grossed out. They did a good job because I was so disgusting. And then Mercedes was like, how did Mississippi do? And Uncle Clifford was like, oh, she did all right. Because, baby, Mississippi did her thing, honey. And I think Mississippi is getting a glimpse of what it would be like to be the star dancer, right? And she's getting a glimpse of that. And you can see that throughout the episode because she's so happy. She's getting all these likes on Instagram. And she's getting a little full of herself, and it's coming out, and you can see the other dancers are kind of making comments about that. And she was like, girl, I got such this many likes and this many tweets and all this other stuff she's saying, and I'm getting what she said, I'm getting 500 likes every hour, and they're looking at her like, girl, shut up. Anyway, so when Uncle Clifford is there talking to Mercedes, she sees Patrice, and Patrice is like, oh, this is about your pimp. She calls Uncle Clifford Mercedes' pimp. And Mercedes says, you know, this woman has been there more for me than you will ever be for me. That thing has been here you gonna say that thing was a better mother than me? And if you notice, Mayor Ruffin and Patrice both referred to Uncle Clifford as a thing. And it's real. Like, it's real. And the conversation, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna come back to that. Mercedes said, at least she didn't steal from me. She has never stole from me. You stole from me. And she's like, you was using my credit at when I was 3 years old. Well, God forgave me, and so should you. She's looking at like, okay, girl. So at Gidget's house, you can hear her mother in the background yelling. We didn't get to see her mother. I didn't get to see her mother. Maybe I looked down. Maybe I need to watch it again. But she basically says she needs $2,000 to get out of the jail. And the sheriff, when she gets off of the phone, the sheriff gives her a jacket. She didn't want to take the jacket because, you know, you take anything from a man, he's going to expect something in return. So she was like, no, thank you. I don't need your jacket. And he was like, no, go ahead and take it. Go ahead. And so this is the man that was in the club that was trying to touch her before, and whose wallet that was in the church. He was at the church too. And so what happened after that? So her mother tells her, I've been called to preach. And she was like, you don't see my purpose. And she starts preaching. And she was like, she sits down to her. She sits down next to her, and she was like, I've been called to preach. This is what I've been called to do. And she was like, that was my money to help me open a center or gym or whatever so that I can get my daughter back. And she was like, you don't need to get your daughter back. That your daughter needs to stay right over there. That man, you were basically a side chick, and you know, you need to let that girl stay over there with that woman. And then she tells her, I would never be a mother like you. And she was like looking crazy or whatever. Patrice was looking crazy as hell. So Autumn was making a transfer. What was she making? Was she making another transfer? I don't know why I wrote Autumn making a transfer, but they're trying to help Mercedes get out. So a couple of the dancers have their bags there, and the man totals up the tally and says it's about $5,300. And they were like, oh, we don't have that, you know. He was like, you could either pay for it by putting your house on the line or putting your pussy on the line. Some dirty old man at the bail bonds place. And they started like throwing shit at him. What's the name? Gidget tried to jump over the counter at him. And Mississippi was doing stuff like this on the counter, like, get your shit out of here, like trying to mess up his stuff. She's funny. That her character is funny. She was trying to tear his stuff up, lifting stuff up off the counter and stuff, like, just here. It was cute. Back at the jail, Patrice says that she was trying to take care of, she's trying to take care of my life. I'm trying to take care of my life. And then Mercedes was like, you ain't nothing but a pimp trying to be a pastor. So the mom starts singing, and I was rolling my eyes. I was like, girl. And then like everybody, she starts singing some song, I don't know. I've never heard the song before. Everybody in the jail cell seemed to know it. Everybody was up clapping and raising their hands and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was rolling my eyes too. I was looking like, oh God. So then the mother gets down. The drunk lady said that she got a divorce from her husband because she cheated on her husband with his mother. Man, I was like, what? It's the most random shit that they be coming out with. I was like, girl, what did you just say? So they damn near in the Patrice is leading the damn choir or whatever. So everybody's singing, and she gets down on her knees, and she tells Mercedes to forgive her. Please forgive me. And she's doing her hands like this, looking up at Mercedes, and Mercedes grabs her face, and she gets down on her knees, and she goes into her mother's face, to her ear, and she says, what'd she tell her? Mommy, you're dead to me. Then somebody hollered, you made bail. Mercedes was out of there. When she said you're dead to me, I was like, yes, I'm so happy she said that, because at first I thought she was about to give in, and I was like, girl, don't give in. This is all an act. It's all fake. It's all a show. Your mother is a pimp. And let me tell you something, baby, that property somehow, some way would catch fire. Because I know she ain't got the damn insurance on it yet. You be at a loss, homegirl. You would lose that money. If I can't, it's my money that I saved, and I can't have it. You stole money from me, I'm going to steal your property. And I'm going to burn that place down. Sorry. I'll have it burned down so Uncle Lil Murda and his friends can do it. It'll get burnt down. When Mercedes gets out, Autumn is waiting for her. Mercedes sits in the passenger seat and finally breaks down and cries. The whole time she's kind of been holding it together, and she sits there and she breaks down and cries. She was like, where you want me to take you? So she ended up taking her over her house, and they're sitting now, watching the kids play in the courtyard or whatever. And she was like, giving her something to drink. So I guess Autumn has stopped drinking. I guess it's been a week. Or a day. It's been a day basically, and you didn't stop drinking already, girl. Shut the fuck up. And so she ends up, I kind of skipped, but anyways, Mayor Ruffin is at the barbershop. They doing something at the barbershop, and Uncle Clifford comes in, baby, in this blonde wig and this frilly top. Did she have on jeans or like jean shorts? I gotta look at it again. At the barbershop, the barber said, shouldn't you be at a beauty shop? That shit was so funny the way he said it. But anyways, they sitting there and they're having a conversation, and Uncle Clifford is just telling Mayor Ruffin, like, what are you doing? What are you trying to do? I bring a lot of business to the community. You trying to erase people. And Mayor Ruffin was like, some of these niggas need to be erased. And he's just really doing bad business, just trying to put people out. And this happens all the time. People buy up these land, and they put little mom and pop companies out of business, or start making the rent extremely high after they buy it, put the rent up, and then try to get them to get out, and they lose their business. And this is what happens. This is what's happening to Uncle Clifford, and that's what's happening. And so Uncle Clifford hands Mayor Ruffin these appraisal sheets to see how much the property is worth. And Mayor Ruffin once asked Andre, how did this woman get this thing? Because he called her a thing, and so did Patrice. I noticed that twice, that she was referred to as that. how did she get them, and what are you doing with her? Are you screwing her? And all of these accusations to Andre, and Andre's not being honest, like, yeah, I was trying to screw, I ain't had sex with nobody. Yeah, but you was trying to, and that's the reason why you got caught up, right? Because you was trying to get that wet ass pussy. You got caught the fuck up. And when you realized that you got caught the fuck up, now all of a sudden she was a thought trying to finesse thirsty niggas. That was a self-drag. He's so stupid for that. Mississippi was dancing to Lil Murda again. Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda was in there talking. Lil Murda walks in, was like, girl, you acting funny? Like, what's the tea? Because you were acting real funny with me. Is this how it's going to be? And she was like, no, we can't go anywhere. We cannot go anywhere. Don't try to act like you want to take me out. This is not what's about to happen. And then Uncle Clifford tells Lil Murda, if we go here, the last time somebody went there, 2 men were found in the river. If we go here, 2 lesbians, they were found dead, something. So we can't really go anywhere. And he's like, well, you know, I want to take you out. I want to take you out. So he's really trying to forge a relationship with Uncle Clifford. And Uncle Clifford's like, we don't live in a society where it's going to be acceptable for you and I to be seen together. And that's a lot of what happens, what I hear, the stories about trans women dating, how it's very difficult for them to date because, like Uncle Clifford, like, people are not ready for this. People are not ready for this. And she was like, we can't go anything. Where you gonna take me? And it was the gesture that I guess she was like, really like, okay, he's really trying to take me out someplace. So he gets up on her and starts kissing her or whatever. And then outside, Keyshawn was talking about how she was, you know, she's inside still. She was talking about how she's Insta famous, Instagram. She's on Instagram and the people are liking her. She's like bragging. They were like, okay, girl. And then the baby starts crying. So she goes outside and this white man comes out of the shadows. I was like, okay. So I didn't realize, somebody in the comments said that her boyfriend that's beating her is a white dude. And here he is standing on our TV screen. And he was asking her questions, and you see Diamond was sitting there in the back, minding his business, but close enough in case some shit popped off. He was just looking for an opportunity to eliminate this man from the earth because he put his hands on you. Somebody was like, Diamond, what did somebody say on Twitter? Diamond threatened to kill or offered to kill Mississippi's man, and he was ready to take care of another man's child. I said, he didn't say all that. He didn't say he was ready to take care of another man's child. He said, I will kill that man for you, period. Didn't nobody say he wanted to be her man or anything like that. Y'all be romanticizing stuff. That man offered to kill that man for her. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. He was like, let me take care of you. Here's another one. Another instances of a man trying to cage up this free bird who flies through the air as free as a bird. Now he wants to cage you up and take care of you, bring you out, beat your ass, and put you right back in the cage and control you and control that wet ass pussy that he thinks you probably giving to everybody because you dancing. And that's not what's happening. But she was like, no, I'm good or whatever. And then he was like, where's what do you call her, Regal? Where is Regal when you dance? And who's watching Regal when you dance? And she was like, everybody. And she walked in the club, and I don't know, did she leave him? Maybe she felt like, I don't know, it felt like she's left. I don't know. Because he was like, come home, let me take care of you. I didn't understand what happened. Y'all explain to me. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. But Diamond let her back in the club, and she walked in, and he walked in. I was like, I thought he was going to kill him. I mean, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, Autumn tells Mercedes she stopped drinking. She brings her in the house. There's a bunch of money in the refrigerator. She gives her $10,000. And she was like, girl, what the fuck did this come from? And what are you doing? So she gives her $10,000. And, she's let her in on the scam. She was like, it's a lot more where that came from. So we see that she's going to try to help her get the rest of that money. They need IDs, and they need IDs. And then you can see this man that we saw, Montavious Walker or Willis or whatever his name is. We see him at the in a hotel eating and then watching the transfers. So it's about it was about $90,000, and she's about I think what I saw on the screen was 76,000. I think she started off with 100,000 or 90,000, something she started off with, and you could see that he's watching all the transfers, so he knows exactly where she is. So we about to see what's gonna happen, y'all. Anyways, that's my time. Take care of each other, protect your energy. Let me know what you think about the episode. Let me know what I forgot or what I skipped over, what I wasn't paying attention to. I watched it real late at night, like 1 o'clock this morning. All right, y'all, take care of each other. Peace.